Hello YouTube, this is the Moorman82 here with another episode of What's in the Scrap Bucket. Today we have a paint sprayer. Now, the way I do my videos is I already take the whole thing apart. There's loads of people on YouTube that video them taking the whole thing apart. But I like to keep them short and sweet as the videos go, so I just show you what I came up with. And tell you if it's worth scrapping or not. Right. So this is just one of these compressed air paint sprayers with the container right there. So when you take it apart, most complicated piece is this, but I'll run you through what I have. A couple pieces of plastic, just couple pieces. The bottom part is made out of aluminum. As for the spigot that goes down into there, aluminum. These parts here are the cover and the locking mechanism that goes there, and this goes on top of here, and this screws into that pipe. They're all cast aluminum. The little set knob that's in the back right there, that is cast aluminum. You have a handle held on with 2 pins. This on mine is brass. Oddly enough, it's brass, so put that in your brass pile. It's held on with 2 pins like these. These pins are metal. You have a little trigger pin that goes right there. That's metal. You have 2 C-clips, of course, those are metal. You have a little tiny screw right there holding on to the adjustment grip right there. Those are metal. I did keep this. This is for the air hose attachment that went here. I did want to keep this because I use these for my shop and whatever. When you tackle this trigger or handle, you'll have this piece, which is brass, which is screwed into here, and this is screwed onto there. Now mine, this was brass. You put that in your brass pile. Right. Okay. Next off, this went into here. Attach this to put this whole thing together, and then this top thread would go here. This whole thing is brass, so you put that in your brass pile. This little piece here has another adjustment screw right there that screws into there like that. This is also brass. Then your brass pile. Through this whole thing here, there is an adjustment needle. See, it's just a long metal needle. But on here, there's a compressed fitting. I don't know if you can see that there. Try to adjust my camera. Right there. There's splines there. This little piece of brass is compressed on there. Now, how I got it out is I put some vice grips on here. When it was still attached to the rod, and I took a pair of cutters, and I used the cutters. I used the vice grips as leverage, and I pulled back on the cutters, and then once you get it free from the splines, it comes right off. So you put that in your brass pile, and this in your metal pile. Now, the sprayer nozzle section that goes in the front is in several sections. You have that, and you have your retainer ring. So this part is screwed into there, which is when you take it, I'll go in reverse, it'll be easier. This part, which is screwed into here, is entirely brass. This part, which is screwed into that part, is brass. Then on the outskirts, you have a retaining ring, and you have this part here, which screws into this part. Goes right over it, screws together. So these 4 components, the front, this, and this, is all brass. So put that in your brass pile. This thing, as you may well have guessed, is cast aluminum. Pretty heavy, so you put that in your aluminum pile. Get your plastic pile out of the way. I'll actually throw that into the garbage later. So all I need to take this apart: vice grips, cutters, file to find out if it's brass or whatever it might be, screwdriver. When you look at the, I think this is worth it. It's not very. It took me about 5 minutes to take it apart. I think it's worth it just for the brass. I mean, look at the brass compared to brass pile compared to everything else, right? And this, there's a fair amount. I don't have a scale or anything. I might start doing that if you guys want me to, using a scale. But there's a fair bit of brass right there. So I think it's worth it because, yeah, just because of the brass. The rest of the stuff, I mean, there's some aluminum right here, which is pretty good. And that's about it. So if you guys like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time.